Hello, hello, all you friends that are joining us after the fact. We're trying a new thing right now where instead of going live, inviting everybody in, and then answering all the questions that were left in the post, we're just going to do it now.
Before everyone comes in.
Before, that probably would be a bit more productive, don't you think? So let's do that. And then that way,
You don't have to wait till the end or skip around. Your time is now.
Your time is now.
Because we know it's annoying when you can't make it to the live stream and you just want to see your freaking question answered. Then we go on a rant when we're talking to everyone about like vinyl variants and shit.
Exactly. So, with that being said, let's start. First question. Joe says, which U.S. state has the best food and why is it New Jersey?
Well, I find New Jersey to be cursed because that's where we were when our tour got canceled.
It's cursed.
With Limp Bizkit. So yeah. I can't even think about the last time I was eating pizza. What's the kind of pizza that is the kind that's like, it's a specific thing and it's like really thin.
Couldn't tell
and it's
you.
like more saucy. They call it,
I don't know.
It's like a United States regional type of pizza.
Deep dish?
No.
Thin pizza?
No.
Big pizza?
No, it's called like, it's like a thing. It's called, oh yeah, it's a,
it's a saucy one.
Anyway, you'll know Joe Turner, the person who asked the question.
He also asks, how do you guys deal with writer's block if that happens during the songwriting process?
We didn't answer his question, but he already answered it. He said it's New Jersey, so you're right.
You're right. You're absolutely right. How do we deal with writer's block? Well, it happens a lot. It happens like a lot. And it takes me a long time to get into the flow of writing, where like at the beginning of it, I struggle with it. It takes me a long time to write. And then by the time that I'm like going, I can write like a full song in a day. But to get there, it takes a while. And yeah, it's a thing where I have personally figured out that if I listen to pop music or country or something completely different than metal for a while, it kind of like reboots everything for me because I'm hearing new melodies and I'm hearing things that aren't so pigeonholed to metal. You know what I mean? Where it's like you keep hearing the same patterns, the same breakdowns, the same everything, and after a while, it all starts blurring into one. So that's how I do it. I listen to polar opposite styles of music, and then that kind of recharges my batteries.
I always am like, it's like I just always have writer's block until I don't.
Sure. That's fair.
So I will just stare at a piece of paper and try to write something forever. And the only way to get through it is just to write whatever I do have over and over and over. And I use different phrases that I picked up that I've heard on, from a movie or from a book or from a news article that's like a writing prompt. So if it's something that I find interesting, I will write it down in my phone. And then once I use it in a song, I delete it off my phone.
So that way it's fresh.
Yeah. So that's how I do my little thing. And it seems to help me a lot.
Well, that's good.
It's been nice.
That's nice. That's very nice. Good job. Neil says, huge BMTH fan, so having you and them on a bill in Malta is amazing. Yes, that is mind-blowing. I can't go, though. Any chance of some sneaky UK gigs around that time? I think...
We're like working on doing stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, if you go on our website, like I'm going to go on our website, whatever stuff we have booked already is honestly straight up all I know about, because everything, we had a full thing booked this year that all got canceled that we hadn't even announced yet. But that wasn't like a devastating last minute thing. That was just like it's probably not going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, like if I'm going on our thing here, after
Malta.
So so here's what we do have. So like if you were to map this out on on something. So the Malta thing isn't up there yet, but that's the end of May. And then for sure we have Rock M Park and Rock M Ring on in Germany.
Ugh. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then we have in Nuremberg, and then we have in Munich on June 7th. And then we have Download Festival on June 10th.
Yeah.
So think about all these little gaps of time in between. Is there time to do a show? If there is, we'll do one. There might not be with travel. And then we go, and then 5 days after Download, we're back in Cologne. Cologne, we call it Cologne, Germany. On June 15th, there's 5 days there. So like, obviously we gonna do something, right? We can't just fart around. And then we have 4 days later, Belgium. And then 4 days after that, Oslo, Norway. And then 3 days later, Hellfest in France. So right now, this is just all of the festivals. But if you look on our website, you can kind of see what we're also trying to do, which is connect all those dots to the best of our ability in between all those things. So if there's 5 days in between Download and the next thing, hell yeah, we're going to try to do something in the god dang UK. But remember, so is every other band that's going to be touring all these festivals. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. Maybe we'll be like pairing up with some other bands.
This kind person has a first name that I cannot pronounce, so I'm going to say Mr. Albertson. Mr. Albertson says, the Circle With Me one take was incredible. Are you planning to utilize the harsh melodic vocal style heard in the last minutes of the video more in the future? Those are on the recording.
Yep.
Those are how they're done on the actual song. It's just there's so much layering and stuff going on that it might not seem like that, but that's straight up what Courtney's doing.
But I will also say, when you in that playthrough video that you saw of me, that's the, like, if I count all my practices, that's the 100th time I've done that. And when you hear me on the record for Circle With Me, that was the first time I had ever sang those words. So you know what I mean? So it's more that, because we wrote that song in the studio. So what you're hearing there, every line you hear is my first time ever trying to say those words in those notes in that order. And then after I do that, then now it's like, all right, let's figure out how to like recreate this.
Yep.
So I've just got it. So not only is I'm doing that in the original recording, I've also just got, that was how many months ago?
February?
Yeah, so that was over 6 months ago. So I've also just improved as well. That happens a lot. I feel like sometimes a lot of people
9 months ago.
Yeah, a lot of people will tell me that they think that my playthroughs sound better than on the recording. But it's also that, like by the time I do a playthrough, I've practiced and stuff more.
Sierra McClintock says, can we talk about Blessed Be? I love that song so much, and I know what the lyrics mean to me, but what do they mean to you? Also, I wanted to thank y'all for answering my questions at the beginning of the month. It made my day.
Well, thank you. You're all being so nice to us.
Yeah, and thank you for the questions. It means a lot.
I mean, what that song means to me is I don't know. I that's just something that I don't often think about. I don't think about what my songs mean to me, because it's just me. I made them, I just think about like the visual. So like the music video of that video kind of encapsulates the feeling that I felt when I was making that, where it's just someone who's like stuck in their just in like a bad headspace, where they are just like paralyzed with anxiety and fear, and it's like they're just kind of realizing that they're just like hitting a rock bottom of feeling like embarrassed and ashamed, and then like using someone else as like a way to escape and project onto their like using someone else to as like a crutch, like to not have to, like a security blanket, to not have to deal with stuff as an adult, like head on.
You know what the beauty of music is, though, is that it's all up for interpretation, and lyrics especially mean something different to everybody else.
The lyrics mean For most of them, like I never sit out and I go, here's the thing that happened to me, and I'm now going to write about it. It's always my interpretations of what stuff means to me changes a lot, and I see why people I see why people some artists don't refuse to ever talk about what their lyrics mean, because and I see why, because the meanings change to me like weekly.
Remy says, "Hey guys, will you bring back the Eternal Blue black hoodie? It's a little bit frustrating. Take care."
No.
What about it is frustrating?
Look, here's what happened. We made a big fancy party and we printed a fuck ton of we want to do like an exclusive physical pop-up store because our band has purely existed online for the whole time we've been a band. And then we tried to make it physical. We tried to get physical twice, didn't work out. Cancel, cancel, cancel. That's what, a lot of people that have been canceled. That's the reason they were canceled as well. They tried to get physical and things didn't go well.
Heyo.
So let that be a lesson to all of you. So anyway, yeah, and then so all those have like on the tag on the inside, like the Los Angeles and the date of our pop-up. And you know what? We oftentimes when we do stuff like that, we're like, by the time we do it, after we order something, we didn't make enough because it made sense when we ordered it, but then, months go by and by the, we gain more listeners and followers, and then it wasn't enough. Exhibit A, like our vinyl pressings.
But here's the thing.
I'm not done my rant.
Keep going.
Okay. So then, so in this situation, guess what? We had our thing. It went really well, but we made too much shit. And for the first time, we had all this leftover shit, boxes and boxes. So we put it online. So, it's just one of those things that, yeah, like will we make that again? Probably, but we are not a clothing store. We're a band, and the way that bands make money is selling merch, and it's the only way. So like, hell yeah, we'll remake it, but we also want to move on, and we have a bunch of other things in the works. So
yeah,
just try not to look at it like a exclusive clothing item that you can only like. What's like a good example? This isn't like a Off-White drop, like this. It's a cool hoodie that says Eternal Blue on it.
We keep tabs on what sells the most and what people are stoked on. So I'm sure it will come back in some sort of variation.
Yeah. So it won't be that exact hoodie, but I also love that design. So I know it's frustrating, but it's just one of those things. The only other way to not be frustrated is for everything to always be pre-order. Yeah. And that means that you ain't getting it for months and months and months, which people also hate. So just bear with us. Like, we'll figure it out. But I appreciate that you want that hoodie.
Big time.
It's my favorite one too. I wish I had it.
Yeah,
I didn't get one. Zev, I wore it at a show, but it was Zev's. And I'm an idiot and I didn't get one for myself.
Raymond. Hi, Courtney. Did you record vocals for Yellow Jacket before offering it to Sam? Would be interesting to hear your version.
Hell yeah. Because that's how he knew what to do on it.
A guide track.
Yeah, I tracked the whole thing. I tracked, his part. That's he just did the way better version of mine. But yeah, I mean, I'll show it to you one of these days. I just don't really want to right now because then people are going to like download it and put it up, and it's really unprofessional sounding because it's just like us.
It was a rough demo.
Farting around. Like, maybe someday I'll do my own version of it, something like that. But yeah, there is a version.
I want to ask Mike what strings he uses and string gauges in the different tunings. Big love from Denmark. Big love from Canada.
Say who it is too.
Bjarke
Hilgard. Bjarke, sorry, we can't say that right. Bjarke Hilgard.
Mr. and Mrs. Hilgard. I used the D'Addario 8-string pack, and I ditched the second string. It's a 74 gauge to 10 gauge pack. You ditch the 64, and D'Addario all the way. I only use D'Addario. They're the best. And those strings work so well for drop F sharp. It's
Why do you like
perfect
them so much?
because they just feel real nice compared to all other strings. There's something about them
You've always
that just
loved
feels
them.
nice. I've been buying them since I was 16. It's just what I'm used to, and I like them a lot. Skylar, hi, I have a couple questions, both about the same topic. First, for Courtney, I've seen different bands have included you in their songs. Which band or song was your favorite to do? Second of all, if you were to include someone in your future songs, is there someone you'd like to have?
Okay, thank you. The first part is I don't know, I don't have a favorite. I did them all, like all of the ones that are like other, what would we call it? Like bands that are like label bands, label mates. Like I did those all on in like a series of like 2 days, and none of it was fun. I was very fucking stressed out and I felt a lot of pressure, to be honest, to get all of it done at once because I didn't have a lot of time. I wasn't able to do it myself. I was in LA at the time, and so we had to use Dan's studio to do it, which is very nice of him. But I guess so. I guess that my favorite one was the Era one because it was the only time that someone in the band was there while I was tracking it. Jesse from Era lives in this like around the same area that Dan's studio is in Los Angeles. So he came and watched. And so I think that was my favorite just because it just adds like a much more personal touch to it. And then if I could have anybody, I honestly don't know who it is, but I would love to have someone that's like shocking, like someone that you would just people will be like, why the hell is that like that person isn't a metal artist?
I agree.
That person isn't a rock artist. What are they doing on here? And also, I would love to have just in general, my like super goal person would be to have like Chelsea Wolfe on a song.
I mean, can you imagine if we had like Mike Shinoda on a song or something?
Yeah, Mike
That'd be
Shinoda,
crazy.
Chelsea Wolfe, Haley Williams. I think
Yeah.
it would be crazy to have Haley Williams on like a super heavy song,
Yeah.
like something like that. But also just someone from like R&B world.
Mhm.
I would love that.
And lastly, BD says, Mike, what guitar strings should I get? So glad Sheet Happens worked out. Will we see Eternal Blue published as well? Guitar strings, D'Addario all the way, the 8-string pack, 74 to 10. I'm gonna probably like you know what I actually saw, which was genius, is that someone, I think it was Ryan from Polaris, he put an autofill thing where he just types in strings and then he hits enter, and on Instagram a big paragraph comes up and it's like, hey, how's it going? Thanks for asking about my string gauge. So here's what I use. So anytime he's just like strings, and then he hits enter and it's just like this, which is awesome because yeah, like string gauge is so important and it took me a long time to figure it out. But yeah, like the Dario 8-string pack is a way to go. I'm also so stoked in the Sheet Happens stuff. I'm so happy that it went well, and it took us a long time actually to go back and forth. And you know, it's because they're so busy and everything too. But it was nice to get all that stuff down, you know, because I know that's why the tabs have kind of been on pause for a little bit for Patreon because I've been dealing with that. But we are currently talking about Eternal Blue as well. So the goal was to do all three. We only had time to do the two, but now we're going to do Eternal Blue. So that's coming up. All right. Now let's start letting people in.
Let me in.
Let me in. Here we go.
Let me in now. Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now.
Hey.
I got money to lend my friends now.
Hey. Let's see. Edit.
By the way, this is our little studio.
Yeah. 2 silver, 3 gold, 4. Boom, boom. See how many people start coming in.
A lot of people are kind of busy these days with the holidays in the States. It's Thanksgiving weekend.
Silver.
Let me in now.
And gold. All right. The 4-stringer.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
We'll wait for some of y'all to come in here before we let you know what we did a little bit differently this time. Hi. Hello.
I noticed you got your Patreon on dark mode. I like it.
That's the new app. It's permanently in dark mode.
I like it.
Better on the eyes.
Better on the eyes.
Not so blinding.
Well, hey, everyone.
Hello, friends. Hello, Becca and Ben and AJ and Super Moshi Ball and Maria.
Hi, guys.
Dark mode should be default on everything.
I don't like when I see anything not in dark mode.
I agree.
Isn't Facebook not in dark mode?
I have no idea.
I don't go on Facebook. I'm gonna delete my Corny the Plant Facebook too.
Nathan, see y'all in Buffalo. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Sick. Woo!
You don't even have, you don't have to shoot us. But you can. But don't.
Very excited for Tid the season.
That's gonna be a fun as fuck day.
Mm-hmm.
We are very excited about that.
We are.
And again, it's just crazy. It's the last one of these of the year where we just don't practice and we just fucking go in.
Yep.
But we are gonna meet up a couple days early and do at least 2 practices before that. So don't worry, we're not gonna be completely shot and bad. We've played in Buffalo in our old band a lot.
Yeah, this will be the were we supposed to hit Buffalo on the Limp Bizkit tour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, technically I think it was Niagara Falls. But something like that. So
you were sending me that Blue Earth CDs for Christmas. Unfortunately, mail's super backed up this year. I might need to
Santa. Santa's dead.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna help you this year.
Are you guys doing meet and greets during the Under Oath tour? No, we're not allowed.
Hell no, y'all. We can't do that.
Not allowed. The Under Oath is the only ones doing that.
Guys, when we're not if we're not the headlining band, we aren't doing meet and greets. It's essentially like undercutting the dad band.
The dad band needs the meet and greets.
You know what I mean? It's just you don't do it. But I'm happy that you guys are interested in that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't even know if we would do them when we have a headliner. I really appreciate that, but I always wonder, I feel like it's a really crazy thing for me, as someone who's only played 20 shows. I just imagine you're trying to do a sound check, but it's also a meet and greet.
Yeah, it's a bit.
That's when shit's going down.
Well, I think at that point too, when we do get there, it will be not as big of a deal. We'll just be sound check, whatever. But now it's every sound check, we're is everything working? What's going on? It better work. Oh my god, it's the most stressful time.
Well, when fancy people do it, when Ariana Grande does a meet and greet, her meet and greet is she has her sound check at 1:00, and then she goes off and does her stuff, and then the meet and greet is right before the show, when doors are open in an exclusive area.
Yeah.
And it's very away from the venue, not it's in the venue, but it's away from the stage. And whereas when we're playing these kind of venues, it's not like that. So you have to compromise your sound check or sound check in front of your fans, which I think is just one of those things that we're so out of practice that that seems to me right now just absolutely detrimental to me having a bad show.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but everyone does them because, to be honest, it's how bands make a fuck ton of money. They do. So a lot of bands do them, but I don't know. I just feel I also feel kind of uncomfortable charging a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable with it too.
So I don't know. It's one of those things that we don't have to worry about for a long, long time. We can figure that out. But it won't ever be when we're on tour as a guest of another band, because it's not allowed, and even if it was, it's just like really in bad taste.
Poor taste.
Poor taste.
So we usually, I don't know if any of you, this is your first one or anything, but we usually do a part of this where we answer questions that are on the post for Patreon. But we actually did that before we invited y'all in, so we don't have to cover that ground right now. So
you can watch this from the beginning.
You can watch it from the beginning, and then
if you
want to see those, and then y'all came in here. So, yeah, we'll hang. We'll answer some questions. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, shoot, let's do it. Yeah, I don't know. Do we have any updates or anything? The Sheet Happens stuff came out. That was really cool.
Do you have your little? They were there. Show them.
Yeah, these just came out. These books with our musics in them. Woo!
And there's fancy pictures in them.
Yeah,
they turned out really pretty.
They're really, really cool. It actually, the singles collection has Blessed Being Rule 9s on it too, which is awesome. But I like how it's like the
yeah, they make great stuff because they're, they look beautiful, but they're spiral notebooks, so it's not like they're costing like $80 for like a hardbound book.
Yeah.
It's just like a really nice thing that is actually accessible.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I'm very stoked on that. Are you guys doing a short set at TID the Season like other festivals? Yeah, we only get half an hour. It's gonna be like that for a long time.
Yeah, and so we're doing our shows. It's half hour, 35 max.
35 max. But yeah, I like that though. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's short, but it's nice to be able to kind of just be as hard hitting as possible. And me and Parker worked really, really hard getting the set to flow the way that it does, and all the interludes and stuff.
Tell them they don't know who Parker is.
Parker is our front of house guy and our tour manager. He plays both roles, but he's an incredible sound guy. And yeah, we spent a long time. Like I made all the interludes and stuff, and then we actually moved it all over to Ableton and try to make it as like, no gaps as possible. And anytime there are like a speaking moment or talking in between songs, there's always like some sort of music or whatever behind it. And yeah, I like it. I like the half an hour for sure.
I want to change the set before Under Oath tour a lot though.
We will for sure. But yeah, for TID the Season, it's going to be around the same as what we've been doing in the last little bit. 2022 we'll really dive deep and go in and make sure that we're covering all the ground that we need to.
I honestly like the songs that we're playing live though.
Me too.
I don't know that I want to, but I don't know what I'd want to introduce instead.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. We have a lot of time to try some stuff out.
Were there any songs that didn't make the record? Yeah, there were 3 or 4, and then a bunch of half-baked ideas. Yeah, we cut those probably a week and a half before the record was done. So
we just worked on what was the strongest first. They were all good. It's more like what my stuff, whatever my stuff was the strongest, whatever I had the most developed and that I actually was drawn through. So there was some other stuff that you guys liked, and I had to just kind of like put my foot down. I'm like, I'm not feeling this for this album, and I don't want to devote any more time to it, and which is unfortunate, but it
was intended for a different time.
Yeah.
I've been watching live videos, you guys, from all the shows you've been doing recently, and I really can't believe how amazing you all sound. Just wanted to put that out there. Oh, that's very kind of you to say, Becca. Yeah, it's been a journey to say the least, but I'm very happy with where we're at. And
I just wish we had like a good live video
yeah,
recording to show people what it actually sounds like, because all we have
iPhone videos
are people filming on their phones and like from different places. And so it's frustrating because people like, it gets so many views because there's not a lot of live videos of us.
It's like the first one.
So, yeah. Someone will put one up and it'll get like 200,000 views on it, and people being like, oh, guitars are too quiet.
Yeah. And it's like, well, we're outside in a field and it's an iPhone. Like, what do you weren't like, there.
If you were there, it sounded pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's a
But
problem with that. But I mean, I am grateful that people give a shit enough to make a video, you know.
yeah, so it's cool, and I just like it for my own, to be quite honest, just my own personal reasons, because I watch those, like, you watch the game footage after a game, whether you won or lost,
Yeah.
to see what happened and what you can improve on. And I watch every performance after I play a show, because I want to see how I did and what I can improve upon.
I've seen you working with Dan on some of your Instagram stories. Are you writing new music or is it someone else? I'm always writing, man. Always. Like, I'm totally down to move on from Eternal Blue. Like,
It's been how many
it's
months
been
since we finished it?
it's been a long time, but it's also been a long time, writing it. We spent 2 years writing it. So by the time that it finally came out, I had heard those songs thousands of times. We had redone them a bunch. We had, restructured them, added stuff last minute. Like, we completely we just took those tracks and it was like operation. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like we just went in there and completely
Yeah.
redid everything.
That's the crazy part, is like, obviously we kept refining them and changing them to what we want currently, so the most current thing you've heard is what we wanted to do 9 months ago or so, almost 10 months ago. But it's crazy because those songs are relatively old, and they're from before we had a label. They're from before we had any money riding on this thing.
I love those songs, like, and I
Yeah.
always will, but at the
They're
same
very
time too,
pure.
it's like some of them are 2 years old, so I'm ready to make something from now, as opposed to just hang on to this thing that everyone thinks is new, which I'm glad they think it's new, but it's not.
Yeah, to us it's old.
Yeah. You guys are gonna love the venue in Buffalo. It's in the middle of this industrial area on the river, and you can smell Cheerios because General Mills is right there. Well, there you go.
Oh, we've played that place.
I think we have, yeah.
Yeah, I know the place. We played there that day with the All Stars one, where the night we were gonna go there, the promoter was like, "Oh, I can't pay any of the bands." So most bands just didn't show up.
Oh
We
my
showed
god,
up
that's
like
where it
fucking
is.
idiots.
Oh my god.
And we would just, like, all the bands on the tour would just, like, clap and go, "'Cause there's half the bands there used to be."
Yeah.
And they'd sing half the bands there used to be. And yeah, so yeah, I know that place, the Cheerio place. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Trying to convince my parents to buy me tickets to the Denver show for Christmas and my birthday. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I hope you can come.
Hopefully you'll be there. Will you use the leftovers for the next album or an EP? No, probably not.
What will you? I want to. There's some songs I feel like we need to give them a chance, Michael.
I don't know. We're gonna in December. Me, Courtney, and Dan are gonna meet up, and we are going to see what happens and
make a couple of songs.
The goal is to make 3 or 4 new songs. I want to make like 4 new songs in that month, and we'll go from there. But I don't know. We could just not come up with anything. I have no idea.
We're just taking it slow and not trying to put any pressure on it. Just have it be a fun thing. Like, that's what it should be. It just should be like you and your friends fucking around and making music.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
The 3 of us will see what happens. Oh, Lynn says, ignore my question. I didn't see Steven ask pretty much the same thing. Okay. Just dropped by to say I'm stoked to see you guys with Eaton and Under Oath in Tampa next year. My question is, how do you guys stay in a creative thought process without burning out?
We're excited to see you.
Yeah, no doubt. How do we stay creative? I don't know. That's a good question. I think it kind of comes in waves. There's some days where it's like, I can come up with a full song, and then there's other times where I'll take a week without picking up my guitar.
Yeah.
And I think the important part is to allow yourself to do that, because I don't know, it's like mental gymnastics. If you were to sit there and try to force yourself to come up with something, or to try and top what you did before, whatever, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Like, you have to let whatever happens happen naturally. that's the way that I view it. And that's the way that, I don't know, you kind of just have to like be pretty forgiving of yourself and not be so down and out when you're not making stuff, because that's just the way the brain works. You can't turn it off and turn it on. Like there's other times where it's like super, super late at night and I'll get a riff idea in my head. That's why voice memos come in handy. But yeah, I think it's important to give yourself breaks, and it's allowing the time to kind of decompress. That's what helps me, at least.
We don't have to write a lot of songs.
No.
I mean, if I really think about it in my life, I mean, I've written less than 100 songs probably.
Yeah. I haven't written that many.
So I just write songs. I don't write a lot of songs for other people, and which I actually am down to do. Michael and I want to start like looking into working with other people and writing for, and not recording it for other people, but just writing stuff for other people.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be kind of fun. Like I have a lot of ideas that I can't physically do as a singer that I would love to give to someone who can. And so I don't know. I just always feel I never feel like super burnt out, because I only feel that way after I record an album.
Yeah, big time.
And then after that, I just like fill the tank up again.
What kind of music and artists have you been jamming to recently? I have been listening to the new Volumes album a lot, and I really, really enjoy it.
And the new Turnstile album.
And the new Turnstile record.
I've been listening to Planet Her by Doja Cat and the new Lil Nas X.
Ooh, both really great records.
A lot. Like but I haven't been listening to a ton of music lately. I mainly just listen to music at the gym. I don't know what it is. I've just been feeling like really burnt out with music, like constantly hearing music lately. I just listen to music at the gym. What about you? Do you listen to music like driving around pretty much? And
I like walking around my AirPods in, listening to stuff. That's the extent of, and when I drive, that's about it.
I listen to SZA a lot when I'm walking around.
Aside from the genre you guys already write in, what other kinds of genres or genre would you like to write? And would you ever include it within Spirit Box? P.S. I absolutely love the new album. Thanks, Alice. Yeah, I mean, this band, since day one, has always been like a no limits, like whatever just happens, and like not worrying about a genre and really not getting tense about, is this like labeling things, meaning is this to this, is this, is this that? If we enjoy it, we'll make it. So I can see us exploring a ton of different shit with our new stuff. And I feel like Eternal Blue has moments of that, and it's going to probably be pushed further. But we don't know. We can't tell the future. I don't know. We might get in there and write the heaviest stuff we've ever written. Or we might get in there and go super soft. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but that's what you're saying is, I would do any genre of music because we love all genres of music. I would do. There's so many I'd love to write with other artists on. Like again, maybe not for my own music that I'm putting out. But also, you got to earn that.
Yes, you do.
Because there's already a lot of, you can't go in and get someone else's job when that job is already occupied, with amazing, talented people.
I'm excited for the follow-up already. Well, I might take a little. Will you ever do a live writing session for the Patreon in the future? That's a good thing we could do.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would do it for sure.
But honestly, it would have to be like a non-time sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Because like often when we get together, whether it's us or it's with Dan, like it's like precious, very limited time, not just for us to make music, but for us to have like private time hanging out together. You know what I mean? So like right now, currently, would I, if Dan was here for a couple of days? No, because that's like my special time with Dan. I want to be able to like speak normally during it, and say private stuff that I wouldn't say in front of you guys, maybe that I would want to talk about with Dan and Michael. But once that's not such like this sacred special thing, how it is, and we're like often able to get together, I love to do that because I think Dan's great at that. And I think the three of us, we just, I personally think it's really fun to watch us do our thing. It's like can be tedious, but when Michael and Dan get into their like groove, it's really cool. So when this becomes a more normal thing, which hopefully in the next year it will, won't be this big fancy ordeal for us to get together. And it's just like a normal, like, hey, you want to hang out and write some songs? I think that you guys would really enjoy it. I saw someone ask when we're coming to Australia, we're working on it. Like we're really, really working on it. And
we're working on it.
There's actually been things that, oh, hey, let's do this festival. Then like it didn't work. And then let's do this. And then it didn't work a couple times. But now we have a thing that I think is going to work out. We have to just make it first. So bear with us. But we're trying our hardest to get over there in the spring or something. But in the North American spring, I guess that's your fall.
What's the origin of Courtney being Corkles on Twitter?
That's just what the guys in I Wrestled a Bear once would call me all the time. They call me Corky, so it would turn to Corkles.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't write out as your Twitter handle my full name. It's 16 letters, Courtney LaPlante. So
Corkles.
I really wanted people to know my last name, so I did Corkles instead of Courtney.
Are there any items that you guys like to receive on tour? Example, snacks or supplies?
No, that's so sweet, but don't worry about that, like, at all. We're doing well. Save that for like the broke ass bands that like can't eat. I feel like such an asshole. You guys give us like such wonderful, sweet, like homemade gifts to eat, and I'm like, oh my god, we're such assholes because now we're gonna like try to awkwardly put this here and then someone's gonna like smush it, and it's like just so much time and effort. Like you take all that time and effort and give that shit to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Make yourself some cookies or something, because we're also like, I'm also like weirded out about like non-sealed items, like I just don't like taking food and stuff from people I don't know. Like not that I think you're gonna like poison us, but you could. And so don't worry about that. If you're gonna bring anyone snacks, bring snacks for our crew. Bring snacks to our merch person.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, for sure.
So just bring something that's like vegan, so no matter what they are, they'll have it. And because the merch person never gets to leave, and they need drinks and food. But don't worry about that stuff because a lot of venues don't even like let you bring it into the venue. So don't worry about that stuff. But the thought is so nice. The thought counts, and I so appreciate that you would even think about that.
Yeah, it's really, really nice of you. Eternal Blue solidified as album of the year for me, and from what I've seen, a lot of other people. How does that feel, especially being that the album is your debut?
It's kind of scary.
Feels crazy. Yeah, it feels wild. I mean, we didn't expect the response to be what it has been. We just were like so focused on getting it done and getting it out. And it's really cool. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we're just so appreciative that people actually really care that much, Yeah. But we just were so focused because it just took forever to make, and I was just so ready to birth that baby, And yeah, it's just crazy to see the response and how people are saying that it's the best album they've ever heard and stuff. It's just nuts. It's crazy. We're so thankful. Do you feel a lot of pressure? That's a good follow-up. Do you feel a lot of pressure about how good your follow-up album will be after the success of Eternal Blue? Or are you trying to not think about that and just create good music?
I'm trying not to think about it.
Yeah.
But it would be mind-blowing to do the numbers that we did again.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that was just right place, right time.
An anomaly.
Yeah, and
we'll see.
We'll see, but it's I'm always going to compare it to that, but when we listen to artists that have been around a long time, that seems to be like their biggest advice is that like your career isn't always going to be like this. It's going to ebb and flow.
Yeah. And
you're going to maybe be, number 1 this day, and then this other time number 20, and then number 200, and it's just how it is. Someone asked, When do we expect to be the headliner, have your own tour?
2023.
2023, like we'll do a headliner for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We just right now it's like we have all these really cool opportunities of bands that want to take us out on tour, and we want to take those opportunities and not squander that, you know.
What's a goofy type of merch you'd love to do? Like Bill Murray just released a spud sack.
I just like funny designs. I mean,
Yeah.
we've done a bunch of dumb shit. We did like our holy roller,
the
weed tray.
weed tray
That was funny.
and the rollers. Yeah, I mean that was. I feel like that was perfect though.
We've done, and then like at our pop-up thing, we did a bunch of air fresheners, like with my face on it, so it stinks.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And like lip balm and Zippo. I love our Zippo lighters that
Zippos
we had
were
at
great.
the thing, and we have like weed pens that we gave away to our friends at those things. But yeah, I like funny stuff like that, but I prefer for it to like be a pun. So like holy roller made sense because it's a rolling tray. So when the pun presents itself, we'll do it.
Let's see. If there's something we do want to give you on tour, like art, is there a way to get it to you if there's no meet and greet?
You can always leave it at merch.
Mm-hmm.
When we're on a tour, when we're at a festival, often the festival is selling the merch. So that's not someone that we're with. It's just a random person. But when we're on like a normal tour, we're always going to have the same person. For now, don't quote me, because maybe someday a lot of the pop acts and stuff do venue selling, and they don't even have a merch person that like sits there the whole night.
Yeah.
They just have like a merch overseer. But at this point in our lives, we're going to be having someone that does merch, and they are someone that we live with and that we love, and they take great care of anything that anyone gives us, and hopefully we can thank you in person if we see you. But if not, we will, you can also always just like leave your Instagram like make sure you're at your Instagram or an email or something so that we can get in touch with you and say thank you to you.
If you can, what would you say are your top 3 albums of 2021?
I haven't thought about that.
I'll have to think about that. Anytime someone asks me about my favorite records or anything like that, I immediately blank as to what's come out.
I know you love that Happier Volumes record.
I like the new
Glow
Volumes.
On by Turnstile is amazing.
I like, Turnstile. I mentioned that before.
I don't know though.
I don't know. That's so tough. It's so hard to say. Was New Architects this year? I liked that album a lot.
That came out in February.
Yeah, I like that album.
Yeah, it came out when we were recording.
Yeah. I'll have to think more, but those would be my immediate 3 for sure. Do you want to think on it?
No, I ain't answering that. I don't know. I have to think about that like for a long time.
Okay. Random, but where is that tapestry behind you two from? Do you want to move over a little bit? So this was the first flag we ever sold. This was like how long into our first EP being out that we put this up?
It was a couple months.
And the guy from We Came as Romans designed it, Andy. And it's always been one of my favorites, and I'm stoked that I got one.
We didn't even have it. Bill bought it.
Yeah.
And then when he was in our band, he then he just like hung it up on a wall in our little, when we, the like 5 times we ever practiced.
Yeah. So it sits in here now, and we've always talked about reissuing it. We've always talked about doing different colors and stuff. I think it would do great if we did. But yeah, we'll do it at some point, I think. There is a specific style when it comes to the album art. One notable thing was the barcode of the album and its numbers everywhere. This is just one example. Was there a specific inspiration for this?
That's a Kevin question.
It's a big old Kevin.
Kevin Moore is our graphic designer, and he weirdly, like, we worked with him before he worked with Rise Records at the very beginning of our Spirit Box time, like pretty much in 2018 to now. And then he got a job at Rise Records before we even signed with Rise Records. And then when we signed to Rise Records, he, yoink and stayed being our graphic designer, which is so cool because now I don't have to pay him.
Hell yeah.
Rise Records does.
Fuck yeah.
Which is hella tight. And he's amazing, and he, we have a thing that we made where Bill talked to him, but we have to like edit it and stuff.
I have to edit it.
And honestly, since I'm I'm probably gonna do one too with him, because it's great that Bill did that, but I'm the one that did all that alongside Kevin, so I might have some more insight into stuff that he might even have forgotten. So I might like make him do another one too.
Maybe.
But yeah, he has a lot to say, Kevin. He's very passionate about graphic design is his passion, and he has a lot to say. So I think you guys would be interested in that.
Do you guys have a favorite meme?
Wait, I just want to add the whole thing of it. The barcodes is like, it's like anti-brand branding. So it's like the whole point is for everything to be like so plain that it's like anti-branded, it's so the brand is not having a brand, and it's like a lot of stuff like that, like barcodes and like SKUs and stuff, because that's when you're branding something, that's how you identify it. So it's like supposed to be like extremely minimal branding that's so unbranded that's the brand. How many times can I say brand?
Brand.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite meme? I would say the fruit meme.
Yeah, fruit.
Spirit Box and Corey Taylor feature.
I ain't got that fucking money. How much?
That would be nuts if it could happen.
Yeah, if you guys want to pull it, I mean, I think that would probably cost me more just to have him breathe once on the track. I'd have to probably sell a kidney.
Probably.
But yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. I just think that he's become he gets better and better at vocals, which is usually the opposite for people that do such extreme long shows as someone like that. And we had the opportunity to see them play at Knotfest in Los Angeles. And
it was incredible.
I just couldn't believe how strong his voice was. It was amazing.
Strong.
It was just, I mean, he's just been at the top of his game straight up for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
He's insane.
And I think our manager pointed out, like, he doesn't just do Slipknot. He has other bands that he does full headlining shows with, and I just can't believe like the integrity of how good his voice sounds.
Do you ever listen back to music from the beginning of your career and cringe? Putting out my debut single was so hard for me, and I'm hoping someday I'll see it as just part of the journey. Well, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Always just part of the journey. And yeah, I mean, there's stuff that I listened to when I was like 16, 17, and I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
But when you start, it doesn't matter when you start, you're like, you're figuring it out, and like,
yeah, and it's like of the times.
Yeah.
It depends on
you can't really go back to that time and understand why you did it like that, or why you wrote that song or whatever. You know what I mean? You won't fully understand it because you can never revisit that moment. So you got to give yourself a pass a little bit and just focus on the new stuff and get into a groove,
Yeah, and take it the fuck off YouTube and Spotify if you don't want people to hear it.
There you go. I have that tray and I can't even smoke weed because I'm allergic, but it makes a nice candle holder on my coffee table.
It's a pretty tray. I love
cool.
It. We have it. We don't roll weed on it either. We have our phone, like for our building. It's like the old timey one where you have to have a phone hooked up and dial in to get in. So it's like our phone, our dial me in phone tray.
There you go. I'm tuning in at Disneyland. Y'all want anything? Thanks for entertaining me in the line.
Yeah, we need to.
Are you on that? Is there a Star Wars?
Yeah, go get Bill his personal $250 custom lightsaber. That's what we're getting. That's what we wanted to get Bill for his birthday, but then we haven't gotten to we haven't been around there to go there yet to get him. We want to get him. Where you go in and you create the lightsaber. He loves lightsabers.
That fly design would be a sick tattoo. Could be.
Tatty daddy.
Courtney, can you try to draw the eye symbol for me to get tattooed? It can be terrible. That's fine.
No, I'm not doing that.
Take it from the album.
No, you do it. I don't want to do that. Like, get it nice and then have the tattoo artist hand draw it.
Yeah.
No one's going to care if you're like, Courtney drew this eye. They'll be like,
that looks messed
did
up.
she draw it with her eyes closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Just get a professional artist to hand draw it. You don't want me, because I'm okay with you getting that, because if I do something fucked up and our band gets canceled later, no one's gonna know what it is. It's just a cool eye, you know.
Did you submit EB for a Juno for next year?
I think our label did.
Yeah, they did.
But I don't think I'm a voting member of the Junos.
Me either.
Which is bullshit. I need to become one. But yeah, that'd be cool. I wanted Juno. Michael was voted most likely to win a Juno in high school.
Well, to be nominated.
Oh.
2 very different things. But that would be cool. How's Zev handling the songs? Is he making the cut?
Yes, that's to put it mildly, yes, he's making the cut.
He's crushing it.
He's Zev.
He's Zev.
He's a freak.
He's a freak in nature. I never ever have any concerns. I've never once had to look behind me while I'm playing and be like, what are you doing? You know, never once. He's never skipped anything. He's never made any mistakes. He's never flubbed. So yeah.
We even had our click track stop in the middle of songs.
That was fun.
Brand new songs we had never played before. And
his internal clock is so good that he didn't stop and kept playing. We played to him, we finished the song, and then once the issue was corrected, it kept going and then it came back on and we were in time.
He is just amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Lou Baca is in line for Star Wars. That is so cool.
That's awesome.
I hope you're having a really good time. I know being in line's annoying, but I'm sure
worth
there's a lot
it.
of cool stuff for you to look at while you're there. So I hope you're having fun.
Saw you guys in the lineup with Paris at the Bring the Horizon Festival. Was wondering if you guys listen to Paris. Y'all are my 2 faves. I've got a Spirit Box flag hanging next to my Paris flag in my room.
Oh, that's great. I used to listen to Paris a ton.
White Noise was a big one for me.
Yeah, he loved that
Great
one.
album. They make amazing music. And even their newest stuff and everything was great. And
I'm excited to see them.
I'm excited to play with them for sure.
Yeah. So Michael's been a fan of theirs for a long time. I just think Lynn's so fucking cool.
She's great.
She's so cool. So I was so excited to watch them play.
I just got out from family dinner to see you guys. Super fan from day one and can't wait for everything the future holds.
Yeah, fuck family.
That's awesome.
We were hoping this would be like a nice, everyone's like relaxing Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Those of you that are in the States. So sorry for interrupting your stuff, but
thanks for being here.
Yeah, we hope that family dinner is going well though. You can use it as an excuse if someone's saying something weird. Be like, I have to go. I'm on a call.
Very important. Very important. I have to leave. Thanksgiving was yesterday in the U.S. I know it's celebrated on a different date in Canada. Are there any fun Thanksgiving traditions in Canada?
No, we don't even. I don't even know why we have Thanksgiving, but we do, and that's great. There's not any like cool different traditions.
Yeah.
People the only difference is people don't like celebrate it on one specific day. It's just like Thanksgiving weekend, and some people do it on Monday, some people do it on Sunday, some Saturday. Like there's not like the one day that everyone does their dinner. It seems like where in the States it's the dinner is on the Thursday. Don't you notice here like we go, what day are you celebrating Thanksgiving? And then people, I'm doing Sunday. People do it on whatever day.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. My next tattoo is the Eternal Blue symbol.
That's cool. I'm really glad that you guys like that.
You'll be near Disneyland in February. That's true. We will be. Maybe we'll make a quick stop.
We will.
If y'all had never met Dan, how would Spirit Box sound or be right now?
No.
Well, the first 2 records he just mixed and mastered. So those songs would sound different, but they would be the exact same songs because he didn't really have any like I wrote all of them. And then moving forward from there, Rule of Nines, Blessed Be, and all of Eternal Blue, his influence was sprinkled in there. So those songs would sound so different. They really would. They'd be probably longer and they'd be I don't know. That's a weird alternate dimension that I wouldn't want to visit. We're very, very happy.
He's very integral to Michael and I figuring out what we want to do.
It's like
he's a big part of us.
He's like a music therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like it's like
extracts from us what
he
needs to be extracted.
he understands like the end goal. While I'm so like concerned and like focused about like the immediate like riff and how that's, you know, making it and making sure it's good and stuff, he's already thinking about how we're going to enter into the next part or the next verse, or like how we're going to end the song, and you know what we need to be doing, like as
he
far
has the
as like,
mental
big picture
capacity
stuff,
to do it.
as far as big picture stuff. So it's like I think it would sound a lot different, like a lot different. So
yeah, I feel like you and I, we get really focused, like compartmentalize each little thing. And then Dan, because he is more removed from it than us, he has the capacity to like look at the big picture and like keep us thinking about more than just riff,
yeah,
and looking at the big picture.
I've-
What'd you say?
I've learned so much from that guy, just as far as writing goes and everything. It's crazy. He's nuts. Does your Rise contract require you to put out a certain number of albums at any specific time, or are they pretty open to putting your music at a comfortable pace or you're choosing?
We have a very different, we don't have a traditional record contract.
We don't
so
at all.
we have more, if you look it up, bands that have done this, I would consider what we have more of a partnership.
Yeah.
And actually it is a partnership.
It's a full-on partnership deal.
So it's just a lot more artist friendly and a lot more creative in that way. But I think something, I don't mean to speak for every band on Rise, but the way that they work with us, I feel like they just kind of, at this point in our career, and this might change, they get our vibe is just like, you guys just let us know when you want to do something.
They are,
and they leave us the fuck alone.
They are the most supportive people, and they get what we're doing, and they came in at a time where we were on our own, and they saw that, and they saw what we had done on our own, and instead of being like, we're going to come in and change it up, shake it up and call the shots, their attitude was, we need to assist them and push this further and let them stay on their own, and let them call the shots, and basically just allow them to do what they're doing right now, but on a bigger scale. And they haven't spoken a word. Like, we delivered the album, and then immediately they're like, let's talk about what the best songs are here, instead of being like, I don't know, guys, you know, this one needs to change. And you read a lot about that online, and people are so ill-informed about what this all looks like and stuff, you know, like anytime you read about like, oh, I'm scared this band's going to this or whatever, it's because none of them are in the music industry.
Yeah, it's like
they actually think that this whole thing, you know, like now that like it's getting all corporate and everything, it's going to change and everything, when in reality 90% of the time the band already has all the material written before they sign. And you know, all that's happening is essentially what the band is doing is taking out a very large loan.
Yeah.
And then they have to work their ass off to pay back the loan.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it goes.
You know what also really cracks me up about that is the insinuation that like all the in general, like every metal band, like these aren't considered major labels. They're actually like independent labels that are owned. Some of them are owned by major labels, like Rise is owned by BMG.
Yeah.
Which is great. But like, I love that people assume that these independent labels have the time and the money to even have A&R people being a part of that stuff.
We don't have an A&R, really.
Technically, I guess we put that Sean's our
like,
A&R.
Yeah, for sure. But like, no one ever came to the studio when we were recording.
No, they left us alone. But in other times in our career, we might need them to come and be more hands-on with us. But for this particular time, they knew to just leave us the fuck alone, which was really cool. And yeah, I mean, but most bands, when you guys are like they signed to this label and it ruined their sound, that band did that all by their fucking self. Like that, their label might have said, hey, we would love you guys to have some radio friendly songs, but these labels don't have the manpower to like to babysit bands in this way, like
Yeah.
that's expensive. That's someone that like they have millions of dollars on the line, so they're protecting their thing. There ain't nobody coming in when they gave someone a $10,000 record deal to then steer them to like make Octane music, you know, like that's the band being like, I want people like me, so I'm gonna start making like music that can be maybe hopefully played on Octane, and then it still sucks and Octane doesn't play it. So like, yeah, I always think that's a very interesting misconception. As we get bigger and we're in a more, major labels, yes, they come in, they go, we need this BPM, we need this key, make us music like this, because they know like what sells. But
it's actually crazy.
Because money's on the line. There's a huge factory churning behind. But for most indie label bands, they're not looking at a lot of money on the line, and they're not investing a lot of time into that investment either. So that's what I always laugh at.
Compared to a big label.
Yeah, compared to a big label. So whenever people are like, this label ruined this band, I'm like, that band ruined themselves with no help from anyone else. That band just became old and shot and decided to make lame music.
I excuse myself by saying, Mom, Spirit Box is live.
Oh my God.
Okay, no explanation needed. That's awesome. Mike, I'm going to be playing my first show tomorrow. Do you have any tips for not completely messing it up?
Congratulations on your shows are back.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
You're going to be nervous. I always get nervous. Like, I freak out. So don't worry about being nervous. Try not to worry about how you're looking and how your stage presence or whatever. Just concentrate on doing the best job you can and enjoy it. Really enjoy it, because it's going to go by like that.
Yeah.
You're going to get to song 3 and be like, oh shit, like we're already halfway done, and just enjoy it. Have fun. The first show is always such an experience. And even if things go wrong, it happens to the best bands in the world. Things go wrong. So just have fun, enjoy it, and let us know how it goes.
And depending on, I don't know if you're opening or you're headlining or you're somewhere in the middle, but if this is, and I don't mean to be so presumptuous as to think you don't have experience in other bands, but remember, get your shit on the stage and get your shit the fuck off the stage. Like, get it off the stage. Get your drummer. Don't take your cymbals off the stands. Get it off the stage.
Just take everything off.
People can hug you and congratulate you before and after the show when you're done. But until you get everything off the stage and you ask the other bands, like, what can I help you with? Hey, what do you need out of the way? Blah, blah, blah. Get it off the stage, or the stage manager is going to kick your ass.
Yep. Good advice.
And then you can have fun after.
My mom makes diamond paintings, and she just surprised me with an eternal blue diamond painting. Coolest mom ever. Wow.
A diamond painting? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I want to know more about that. But that's really, really cool.
That's
and
so
your mom
cool.
rules.
Diamond.
If you could only, and then the next question is, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you could listen to only one artist or band for the rest of your life, what could it be? Whoa!
I would only eat a sofrito burrito bowl from Chipotle, and I would only listen to Beyonce.
Yeah, mine would also be Chipotle, just a normal chicken bowl, and
diamond paintings, guys.
Wow. And the artist that I would listen to for the rest of my life, probably Michael Jackson.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Well, you can in some ways.
Music-wise, you can't.
But music-wise, it is the best music ever made.
Yep. I thought of an actual question. If you aren't tired of my name yet, did that crazy pitch-shifting scream from the old BTS video actually make it into the recording? Oh, that's Perennial. Yeah, that's fully in there.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how the part goes.
Yeah, the song, check out Perennial. Song Perennial.
Did you see Will Ramos' cover of Holy Roller? Super fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that guy is insane.
Very good. He went viral before he was like announced to be in Lorna Shore of this girl. It was his girlfriend. She was joking. She was like, this guy's sleeping over at my house and he's practicing vocals, and it's like her filming herself and him in the background screaming. And I just thought that was a funny video, and I retweeted it. And then after I retweeted it, I was like showing the guys, and they were like, that he's screaming Holy Roller.
Yeah.
And we were like, damn, this guy is
That
good.
was a wild experience, actually, because that was a viral clip, and we literally,
like millions
we
of views.
genuinely were just watching it because of the funny factor
yeah.
to it. And then afterwards, after watching it 3 or 4 times, it was just like, holy shit, this guy's screaming Holy Roller.
Yeah,
This
because
is our song.
it was with no music. It was just like
It was just his
acapella.
like demon vocals or whatever, and we were just like, what the fuck?
It was sick.
That was
too.
a weird moment for sure.
Yeah, we laughed really hard. That we're like, what the fuck? It was
Yeah.
actually the day that we played Constance for the first time at the 420 church.
Oh,
on 420
for the acoustic for the Grammy thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
It was on 420, and the church's address was 420.
420, yeah, it was crazy.
And that was in line at In-N-Out. We saw that video.
How do you feel about the Blue Ridge Rock Festival experience? Due to a medical, I missed the last few days, but you guys made it worth it. Well, thank you so much for being there.
Hope you're okay.
We had a decent experience, you know, like it was entertaining because of some of the shit that we were observing. You know, for instance, like when the car came up to take us away, the lady who was our driver, she looked at us, she was like, you guys better, you know, count your lucky stars that I picked you up right now, because every car is out of fuel and there's no way for these transport cars to be fueled up again because it's so backed up.
It was a shit show.
And so at first it was entertaining. We're like, oh, whoa, that's crazy. And then as we're driving away, all these people, like I want to say 15 people, like festival people, roll up, and we're exiting the artist area. So it's like super, super random for people to be around because it's backstage apparently. But we're driving down this dirt road, and these 15 people swarm our car like zombies, and they're yelling, angry, they're freaking out.
What?
And our driver is like, what is going on? And why is it on the window? And they're like demanding that they get in the car and that they get driven to the proper spot, because they're like, we keep getting told to go here and go here. We've been walking for 8 miles
and getting dropped. They keep getting dropped off in the wrong spots.
Yeah, exactly. It kept on getting dropped off in the wrong spots and everything. And then I started realizing, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucked. And then as we got on the road, all these people were walking, and the lineup was crazy. And, you know, the show was great. It was amazing to see some friends that day. But as soon as we got to the hotel, the Facebook group got made, the Blue Ridge Festival experience or whatever. And I started reading a lot of this stuff, and it was really alarming. It was like no food, people getting kicked out of the campsites, no water, like all this. And they oversold it by like 40,000 tickets or whatever. And I should have realized that, because when we were playing, it was when we were opening with Holy Roller and our intro starts going, and there was a decent amount of people there. And I was like, oh, sick, people showed up. We start playing, and then I look back up, and there's just a sea of people running.
How many? Like it was.
I want to say at least 2,000 people.
Just like it would look like in Braveheart when there's like the,
you know,
when there's like the battle scene.
And I remember just being like, what the fuck? And afterwards, someone was like, yeah. So, and we started reading messages too. Bad service and everything. And someone was like, yeah. So basically, what happened? All these people were trying to get in to see you, and they had been standing there for like hours
trying to get in,
because there was just a really small area for their tickets to be checked and stuff. And people just got so fed up that they just jumped the gate. So there's footage on YouTube. I don't know what it's called, but there's footage of all these people jumping the gate as Holy Roller is playing.
He'll be like, ah!
And they're all freaking out, and no one stopped them, because it's like, how could you stop that many people, and how would you be able to figure out who jumped and who didn't?
It seems like they kind of got shit figured out as the weekend went on.
They did, yeah.
But which is good, but apparently it's like under new management now.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not opposed to doing it again. I'm into it because I feel like it's gonna be well run now.
Yeah.
But I'm only doing it if I get a chair in my dressing room.
Because, that was bullshit.
Because we had our trailer that was our dressing room was very small, and there was nowhere to sit down. So I had to sit on the dirty floor, and that made me sad. And I was like, can I get a fucking chair? And our tour manager kept being like, Courtney needs a chair. And then as we saw how like the day was just turning into an absolute shit show, I was like, I'm not getting that chair.
And we're getting the fuck out of here.
We're getting the fuck out of here. But I feel like they can redeem themselves next year.
I think so
I feel like
too.
it could be so awesome. It's in such a beautiful place, guys. It is
Yeah, it really
so
is.
it's literally in the middle of the fucking Blue Ridge Mountains, and it was so beautiful. And all the people there, the vibe, all the people that worked for it, like all the crew people that worked for Blue Ridge Music Festival, were so cool and nice. So like despite all that, I'd fucking do it again, and I hope that everyone like gives it another chance.
I've been trying to think of a name for my new puppy for a week. Y'all are creative. Can you help? It's a girl. Spaghetti.
No, she is not to be named that.
Spaghetti.
Or ravioli. No.
Or ravioli.
No, let her have a nice name. What's a good little
Those are my top 2 dog names.
That's
that
what
I've
he
always
wants to
wanted to name my dog.
And Sinbad.
Sinbad as well.
But for a girl dog, I really like food names.
Yeah.
So, I would name her. What would you name her, Michael? Like a nice name other than spaghetti.
Lasagna.
Or ravioli. No, it doesn't need to be an Italian pasta. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I don't know. It's tough. It's someone else's dog.
Like, I would just name it something cute,
dog.
like Honey or Waffles.
Yeah,
or
Waffles
Strudel.
Strudel's good.
Or like just a cute little name of like a sweet thing. And just imagine something that you want to, you like, just imagine yelling it angrily in the dog park and not feeling weird about it.
Yeah.
But also, everyone names their fucking dogs like Bailey and shit. Like, what's the other one? No, I was gonna say Cindy. Not Cindy. Bailey and fuck, there's a couple. It's always like Cooper, Bailey, that kind of shit. And it's like, just if you're gonna name it a human name, like at least name it like Kristen. Like name it something fun. Kristen?
Yeah.
Mary. Like name it something like that. But I like cute names. Or name it after your favorite literary character. Bugs it. I feel dumb as hell for not realizing it. Don't feel dumb. You can't really hear the music in the video.
Currently writing a 10-song album on my own. Any tips? So much stress.
Wow. Good for you. I know it's hard.
Just
Michael, what is it like?
Don't give up.
What's it like having to write all by yourself?
It's hard.
Yeah.
But just don't give up. And also just write as many songs as possible. Don't worry about the genre of it. And try to write a larger amount than you thought. Like if you're going for 10 songs, write 15 and then take the best 10 for the 15.
And what if there's someone in their area that you think would be a cool writing partner, like producer? Would you write with them, or for stuff like that, would you just be like, do it on your own?
Purely do it on your own. And then if you're going to send it out to get mixed and stuff, just ask the person, hey, what do you think of the structures of these songs? What do you think? How do you think I could make this better or whatever? And then be like, would you produce or whatever, and help me with the structure, because that's 90% of it is just figuring out the structure of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
7-year-old Piper says hi, and she loves us. We love you too, Piper.
Hi, Piper. How about a Sunkiller car windshield screen?
I want to do like a Sunkiller hat or sunglasses or something, or like sunblock, something like that.
You guys killed it at Rockville. Enjoyed it so much. Thank you for being there.
Thank you. That was fun.
I'm so glad Louder Than Life was less chaotic. That was a fantastic show. Thank you. That was a lot of fun too.
That was.
Yeah, we played some really awesome shows this year. Is Courtney's podcast making a comeback anytime soon?
I'll do it soon. I just want to do some like in person. Like I want to wait till post-pandemic-y, alleged post-pandemic, like I can meet up with people in real life and do it.
What's the dog names? Bagel, Tortellini, Tony. Yeah, that's good. Aww. Dorito. All my pets are named from characters off of Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's so awesome. Cute. What about Hodor?
Hodor. I name spiders and plushes after songs and bands I like. I have a spider named Mrs. Piss. Yes.
Mrs. Piss.
I named a spider after a Spirit Box song, but I don't know where she went.
No.
Hopefully you find it.
I hope she's found. I'll make a dang baseball cap. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to hear Maria Brink or Vicky
Sarakis?
on Courtney's podcast.
Who's Vicky Sarakis?
Who dat?
But yeah, hell yeah. I mean,
Also,
the more the merrier.
Just a heads up, we do have to leave pretty quick, but we'll get some final questions in.
We're going to see my brother Jaden and his girlfriend Kenzie. They
bought a house.
They are, and that's like, guys, I mean, that's crazy anyway. They're young, but like where we live, that's very fucking crazy that they were able to buy a house. So it's like an hour away.
Can you please interview Krista Cameron for your podcast?
I mean, I have a lot of things to ask her, but they're more like personal things. But yeah, can you imagine
that would be
the stories that she has?
Yeah, she probably does. She's probably
about
got some
the
crazy
boys,
stories. Yeah,
about Iwabo. She was in Iwabo when Iwabo was like popular.
Yeah,
I was in Iwabo when Iwabo was less cool. Like she was in it at the height of it, when things were wild. No one ever had to drive overnight. They were all in buses. Yeah. She was in there in the good times. Yeah, I liked it, and the crazy times at the beginning.
Oh, Vicky sings in The Agonist.
Oh, cool.
That's
hell
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Was Mrs. Pitts named after the singer of Brass Against? Y'all, we were there that day.
I didn't even hear about it.
And we didn't even know anything about it until the next day. And we heard from, like, my dad was like, hey, a lady pissed on a guy. Like,
you see the chick piss on the guy?
I was like, what? No.
Real quick, could there possibly be Spirit Box stickers coming to the store?
Whoops, no. But
there it is. Whoops, nope.
We did make a blanket that's gonna come out soon.
Hey, there you go.
I've been working on our new line, and it's like very like 70s rock, like psychedelic inspired. I know that sounds not actually very cool and not what most people are wearing, but guess what? That's why I did it, because it's a little different than how everyone else's merch looks.
Blanket.
And by I, obviously, guys, I mean like Leanna,
yeah,
who does our merch design. But I help her.
Recently watched that interview you did with Amy Lee. Were you excited to be able to interview her? It was a great interview between you both.
Oh my God, of course. I was so excited, and I was really, really nervous. But she was so nice, so she definitely put me at ease and made me less nervous.
She's great.
But the interview, isn't it it's just audio.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be video. That's what I was told. And I was pissed off because I looked very fucking great that day. I went out of my way. I did great hair and makeup. I wanted to really like.
I don't know why they didn't choose the video for that. That's so weird.
They probably like didn't tell us that it was video. So they're like, I'm not doing that. But like, I really just wanted Amy Lee. I wanted to honor her by like just having like cool goth makeup and have her think I was cool. So at least she got to see me looking cool.
She did.
But yeah, it was awesome. She was so nice, and she is just such a wonderful. I could just tell she's such a nice person, and she really put me at ease and helped me not be so nervous.
Have fun, enjoy your family. I wish I could show y'all the video of my 10-year-old trying to sing Rule of Nines with his Christmas elf. It was wild. His name is Michael too.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's awesome. Is it a soft blanket?
Well, it was supposed to be a soft blanket, but then I don't know. We tried, because like, supply chain issues right now. We might have made it more of like a thick, like woven tapestry thing. We're just going for whatever we can get our hands on. It was originally supposed to be like a soft snuggle blanket, but now it's like giving me like tapestry vibes, but we haven't pulled the trigger on it. So you will find out soon, and so will I.
Crop sweaters for winter would be badass.
Yeah. We've just done so much merch that we're trying to like really, I'm just feeling very like over consumerized right now. So we're just going to do a couple small things and then really lay low for the rest of the year until it's like touring time. And then we're going to go buck wild again. But we have this line coming out.
Yeah.
And there's there's windbreakers, new windbreakers.
Ooh. I got the 2 new tab books. Thank you for picking those up, by the way. Looking forward to learning the riffs. Are there any other Sheet Happens things in the works? Backing tracks, Eternal Blue tabs? Yeah, there might be. We're starting with this, and then we're going to see how it goes.
They have so many artists.
They have a lot of artists.
It for, so it's kind of like wait our turn.
We have to like schedule it and stuff, but we're going to start working on Eternal Blue, and then anything on top of that. we'll see. I really hope so. I really hope so. So, but thank you for getting those. That's awesome. They turned out great. You're gonna love them. I was bummed there wasn't video. It was just audio. Yeah.
Jay asked, can we make cropped windbreakers in a larger size? Those ones, all they have left are like small, medium, large. The ones that we do have, which sucks. So we will next time when we do another order, then I will try to find what they won't look exactly like that, but I can try to find something that makes, you know, an XL, double XL, and hopefully a triple XL. So sorry about that, but we keep your eyes posted when I can find something like that, I'll do it. But right now, it's so crazy with the supply chains. Like, I'll find something that can do a 4X, but then there's only like a 4X and a small. And then we don't want to make people feel like, oh, that's just for the 4X people. You know, we want to get something we can get every size in. So it's been very difficult these days. I really admire the people at Merch Now. They've been very crafty about like trying to source all the different garments, because like it's crazy. There's like a crazy shortage right now. But anyway, that's the same old, same old. Everyone always is giving excuses of why they don't have bigger sizes. And really, the only excuse is that we're new. But like, you know, we'll get there though. Just bear with us. Everyone should be able to fit our clothes and feel good in the clothes and have it actually fit them how they want. So we'll be getting all sorts of sizes really soon.
Working on getting a Balaguer 7-string based on the one you have. You mean this one? Woo! The only thing that sucks though is that I just noticed there's like all these dings and chips in the back.
What
I
is
have
that
no
from?
idea where that happened.
Your guitar strap?
No.
This is just like sticky?
No, look. It's a big old chip.
The hell?
Big old ding there.
That looks like it fell.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Did it fall off something?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just noticed it the other day. It's a bummer. But we've also taken this here, there, and everywhere. So, you know, but fancy. Very cool. It's basically like a Jim Root model, but like a 2021 Jim Root 7-string with a reverse headstock, which is my favorite. And I actually use this to track Eternal Blue. So you made a good choice. They make incredible instruments. Very nice.
And also, though, he used many guitars to track Eternal Blue.
Oh yeah, I used.
Don't make your own Eternal Blue hearsay.
Yeah. I used basically this as well, the red one. It's a multi-scale one, but I used that, and I use a Schecter as well. So those 3 guitars. Anything else?
No, that's it. Someone asked, why doesn't the hoodie ship to Australia? I don't fucking know. That's just Shibori Threads doesn't ship to Australia. I didn't know that.
That's weird.
I thought they
They should.
But yeah, I don't know. Are you sure they don't?
Well, if he says they don't, they don't.
Or was it like from the wrong? Was it something else from our America one, but you should be in the Australian store?
I don't know.
I don't know, guys. But yeah, sorry. That sucks. Where do you ship to? It says we ship worldwide. So I don't know. And yeah, I don't know. They have it Canada currency, Euro.
Oh, Mark says from the main web store, not Shibori.
I mean, what that's, you can maybe ask us privately so I can tell you, but yeah, we have an Australian merch store. So
is it 2400?
I'll tell you.
I don't know. It's one of those.
Look, guys, we have a second. Let me fucking show you.
Okay, I don't have any more questions, but seriously, thank you guys for taking your time out of your day to do this for us. Looking forward to see you guys March 22. It'll be my first concert in years. That's awesome. Thank you. Happy to see you.
I'm so excited.
No other questions, but I got to go mod for Music Reaction Channel live now because you maybe shout them out real quick.
What is it?
Joey and Crystal with 2 cute pagans react.
Joey and Crystal with 2 cute pagans react. Go and look at it, guys.
Shout out.
For the love of Christ. Go watch it. Yeah, I mean, there's okay, shipping policy.
We're getting to the bottom of this, Mark.
Like, we definitely ship. I
2,400
don't know what you're talking about. We ship to Australia, but then we also have an Australia store.
But then someone just said 2,400 took a bunch of SB merch off their site.
Oh, yeah? Well, look at this. That's it. I'm looking at it right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts, and we have all the idiot vinyls, but they're all sold out because we're fucking dumb and we didn't make enough of them.
We're big dumb dumbs.
But oh baby, how was I supposed to know that you would buy that vinyl? But yeah, there's an Australian store, so I don't know why it won't.
Yeah, but they're saying there's only 4 shirts on there. Maybe we need to email them. Like, what are you
1,
doing?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's not enough.
Well, guys, that's how much they'll look. This is here.
And with that,
This is here so that you don't have to pay duty. You can order stuff from other places. It ships to
look,
Australia.
they're getting mad.
Guys,
No hoodies, only 6 shirts. What's up with it?
guys, I'm sorry. Okay, they have less stuff. We're in the middle of a panini.
Yeah, it's a panini, guys.
Anyway, sorry about that. We only can go up from here. Yeah. Is there any other questions?
Only this last one. Does Bill ever get mad at you for the bass lines you make, like Silk and the Strings, for example?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys, until you hold that bass, that's a big ass bass.
Those frets are they're
very far apart.
So yes, he does get mad at me for sure, and he just kind of has to deal with it. Thank y'all for being the soundtrack of mine and Piper's days. We can't wait to see you in Atlanta with Under Oath.
Yay!
Your first show. It's awesome.
We can't wait.
Thank you for listening.
And yeah, look, Ice Queen says there's shipping restrictions in place between the U.S. and Australia right now. See, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
See,
look, they usually tell me most things, but this is probably something that they just didn't bother worrying me about. But
everybody's saying
sorry.
Everybody's saying thank you for us being the soundtrack to your lives. Thank you all for listening, and we really appreciate it to no end. And we are going to go on a drive and go see some family, and we hope that you're doing well. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And we will do this again soon, next month, and there could even be some Christmas surprises. Mayhaps a Boxmas.
I think you guys know it's time. You all know
that it's time for Boxmas. So, anywho, we'll see y'all soon, and thanks a lot for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And I'm sorry those of you that are living in Australia and can't get stuff.
Yes,
we know it sucks.
We will work on it.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys. See ya. Bye.